Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for all my continued followers, I want to say thank you. And this is an opinion-based video channel where I try to open your eyes and ears up to some of the travails and tribulations that take place throughout our cities, our states, our country, and sometimes around the world. And I know people have been following, if you're watching the national news and some social media outlets, that terrible shooting that took place in New York a few days ago. New York has been in the spotlight here recently for some very unfortunate situations, whether it's politicians going to jail or getting indicted, whether it's the Sean Puffy Combs case, that has just been resolved, whether it's the United Healthcare CEO that got shot in Manhattan in an early morning. And now you have a situation where this young man went after several people in Manhattan and killed at least 4 people. This gentleman drove all the way from Las Vegas to New York City just to commit these heinous crimes. And this story is encapsulated around untreated mental illness. I talk about it all the time. We have several pillars that are tearing down the moral and ethical fabric of our society and is putting our public safety at risk. What is it? Untreated mental illness, which is what this gentleman had, helplessness and homelessness, the opioid crisis, and of course, gun violence. In America, we are number one in the world, this country, for the number of guns that are on the street and the number of people that are incarcerated, our prison industrial complex. So there is something going on. There is a rampage of violence that the United States of America has been encapsulated with for a very long time, and we need to take a look in the mirror. Our public safety is at risk, and this does not help New York City at all from a tourism standpoint, from corporate events, from people wanting to vacation in New York City. Some of our major cities, and many of them are blue cities, are inundated with violence. New York City, Chicago, Philadelphia, for example, Atlanta, Georgia, for example. So let's get into this story. And for those who haven't followed it, I'll give you some details and let's talk about what happened in New York. A gunman who killed 4 people in Manhattan, or at a Manhattan office building before killing himself, claimed in a note to have had a brain disease, or CTE, linked to contact sports, and was trying to target the NFL league's headquarters, allegedly, but took the wrong elevator, officials said on Tuesday. Investigators believe that Shane Tamura, a Las Vegas casino worker, was trying to get up to the NFL offices after shooting several people in the skyscraper's lobby on Monday, but entered the wrong elevator bank, Mayor Eric Adams said in interviews. 4 people were killed, including an off-duty New York City police officer, Didarul Islam. Tamura, who played high school football in California nearly 2 decades ago, but never played in the NFL, had a history of mental illness. This gentleman, even while living in Vegas, had called 911 to inform the police that he was thinking about committing suicide. How did this gentleman still have a gun permit to buy weapons? Law enforcement dropped the ball on this one. In a 3-page handwritten note found in his wallet, he claimed he suffered from chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is CTE, and accused the NFL of concealing the dangers to players' brains for profit. The degenerative brain disease has been linked to concussions and other repeated head trauma common in contact sports such as football, but it can only be diagnosed after someone has died. It's been talked about, CTE is talked about a lot in football, but how come you never really hear him talking about CTE for boxers who get hit in the head more than anybody? In Mr. Tomorrow's note, he repeatedly said that he was sorry and asked that his brain be studied for CTE, according to the police department. It also referenced former NFL player Terry Long, who was diagnosed with CTE, and the matter in which Long killed himself in 2005. The NFL long denied the link between football and CTE, but it acknowledged the connection in 2016's testimony before Congress, and the NFL has paid more than $1.4 billion to retired players to settle concussion-related claims. So the NFL's acting like they're not so sure about it, but they settled $1.6 billion worth of claims. So there's some admission to having some knowledge that this CTE thing could possibly be related to concussions that take place on the football field. And NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell called the shooting an unspeakable act of violence in our building, saying he was deeply grateful to the law enforcement officers who responded and the officer who gave his life to protect others. And remember, this is putting the wealthy borough of Manhattan in a very bad light. This is not the first incident in recent times where a gunman has gunned down individuals in broad daylight like he's hunting human beings. As you all can remember, where this particular situation took place on Monday, it is also less than a 15-minute walk from where the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, who was shot and killed last December by a man who prosecutors say was angry over corporate greed. So we have to have an awakening where we are seeing individuals that are stalking, are gunning down individuals in broad daylight, unabashedly, in the most inhumane way possible. And this is happening in a first world country, the United States of America. Our public safety is at a premium risk. It is hard for people to go to a baseball game, to go to a mall, to go to any sporting event, concert, and you have to keep your head on a 360-degree swivel while you're trying to enjoy an event. In the blink of an eye, all hell can break loose. And we need to do something about it. President Donald Trump said on Tuesday that he knows that area of Manhattan very well. He said that his heart is with the families of the 4 people who were killed, including the NYPD officer who made the ultimate sacrifice. There also was video showing the gunman strolling in, going into the building. Investigators found that Tamara, who had worked as a security guard at the Horseshoe Casino in Las Vegas, this man drove all the way across the country in the past few days and into New York City just before the shooting. Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch said. During a news conference, she said investigators plan to question a man who supplied parts for the AR-15 style rifle that Tamara used in the attack, including the weapons lower receiver. So this man had an AR-15 style rifle that he drove from Las Vegas. First of all, he purchased it, and there had been numerous red flags that this man was unstable mentally, and that he was still able to have a gun permit and purchase weapons. And we see what that end result ended with. And he committed not only those murders in Manhattan, New York, but he also committed federal crimes by transporting that weapon across state lines. Each state, there are federal laws on the books for weapons and guns, but each state has its own individual laws on the books for guns. For example, Missouri is an open carry state. However, in Illinois, which is our bordering next state, it is not open carry. So you could get 5 years if you're caught with a gun open in your car, in your vehicle. If the bullets are in there, in the state of Illinois, the gun and the bullets have to be separate from each other. In Missouri, I see it all the time in St. Louis, where you see people with guns open carry all day long, whether it's at a convenience store or wherever. We are living in very troubled times. Surveillance video showed the gunman getting out of his BMW early on Monday evening and strolling across a plaza in a button-down shirt and jacket with a rifle at his side before he entered the building, which also has offices for the investment firm Blackstone and other companies. It was closed on Tuesday after the unfortunate incident happened. The building was closed except for investigators. So this is describing the incident and the attack. Once he got inside, he sprayed the lobby with gunfire, killing Officer Islam, who was an off-duty police officer at the time and working a corporate security detail. And then he shot and hit a woman who tried to take cover. He then made his way to the elevator bank, shooting a guard at a security desk and another man in the lobby. So he is just randomly shooting individuals. This is in America. You hear about these things in the Middle East and third world countries. What in the world has happened to us in America? Are we at the end of days? The debauchery, the overly sexualized music that we hear today, especially in rap, the level of inhumanity is at a premium. They said that he appeared to have first walked past the officer and then turned to his right, and he saw the officer and then discharged several rounds. Tamur took an elevator to the 33rd floor offices of the company that owns the building, Rudin Management, and then he shot and killed one person there before fatally shooting himself. And he shot himself in the chest, and he left a note saying that he felt he had CTE, and he wanted his brain to be tested, examined, and studied. So that's why he took his own rifle and shot himself in the chest. Blackstone confirmed that one of its employees, real estate executive Wesley Lepatner, was among those killed. So you got people that are just going to work, leaving work, trying to do their daily duties at work and trying to get home. And this on a Monday, the beginning of a work week, and then this unfortunate circumstance takes place. Just put yourself in the shoes of these innocent victims that got shot. We are in the end of days time, this biblical prophecy. What is happening to us in America? So not only did a off-duty police officer get killed, a security officer also was one of the unfortunate victims that died. His name was Aland Etienne. He also died in the unfortunate situation. The off-duty police officer was from Bangladesh. Islam was 36 years old. He had served as a police officer in New York City for only 3.5 years, and he was an immigrant from Bangladesh. Tish said, Commissioner Tish said at a news conference. So the off-duty police officer Islam, who was 36, his body was draped in the New York Police Department's flag, and as it was moved from the hospital to an ambulance with fellow officers standing in attention. They went on to say that he was doing his job that they asked him to do. He put himself in harm's way. He made the ultimate sacrifice, Commissioner Tish said. He died as he lived. He's considered a national hero. As I said, I know there's been several stories, and this is heavily in the news feed right now, but I wanted to give you a detailed presentation on what allegedly happened on Monday. Here again, there's a deleterious effect behind this. New York City has been in the news for many of the wrong reasons, whether it's President Trump and his situations, legal situations that have been taking place, whether it's Mayor Eric Adams, who got indicted, then unindicted, the Sean Puffy Combs situation. What does this do for the city of New York? What kind of lens and light does it put for the city? As I said, it's definitely going to affect tourism. It's definitely going to affect large corporate conventions. They are going to stay away from New York. There are going to be people who will have job offers and will decide not to take the job if they live in New York. There are going to be people who are going to leave New York City, move out of New York City. You're having this same similar dysfunction, this chaos and disruption taking place in Chicago. So look at the similarities. Blue cities, you have two black male mayors in Brandon Johnson in Chicago and Eric Adams in New York City. I'm not blaming them for the things that are taking place, but they are the leaders of those cities. There is an understaffing of New York City police officers in their department. There have been several people that have been indicted under Eric Adams' administration. New York City Police Department is the largest police department in the United States, and they need like 3,500 new police officers. Chicago has a very large police department, and they need about 2,500 police officers. So there's an understaffing. Public safety is at risk at the most premium value of today. People are not going to want to move around. If you want to go grocery shopping or go to the mall, now we are living in America, and as I stated, between carjackings, gun violence, assaults, this immigration issue that has taken place, we are inundated with chaos and disruption in America, and we need to have a wake-up call, take a look in the mirror, and we need to look at these examples and see where have we gone wrong as a culture and as a country. This is supposed to be the land of the free. It's counterintuitive when you have people randomly gunning individuals down in broad daylight. You have issues on subways. You have issues on public transportation. This is supposed to be the land of the free. And the free means to be able to move around each and every day unabashedly and not worry about not only being assaulted, but being shot down and killed. So this does not seem like we are in a place filled with freedom of will and freedom of choice to do what we want to do. There are way too many guns on the street. There are way too many people with untreated mental illness. The opioid crisis is at an all-time high. The level of homelessness is through the roof. The level of helplessness is through the roof. We need to take a moral and ethical re- reverberation about ourselves, and we need to instill more positivity and humanity in our souls and in our heart. The callousness of one person taking another person's life has reached an all-time high, and we are solving way too many problems in today's time by the use of a handgun and the decimation of another human being. Tell me what you think. This is the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth.